No, she's not on mute. Hey, y'all, happy Sunday. It's a rainy Sunday here where I am, wherever you are. I trust that all is well or on its way to being well. I am Coach Yolanda. It is the time that we come together either on Facebook or on YouTube or in the replay to meditate with one another. It is my honor, and I consider it a privilege because you could be doing all number of things. And if so, if you are joining us live, I appreciate you. I'm grateful. Um, for some of you who don't know, I host a morning call, and it's going on 4 years that we've been meeting. We started out on YouTube, and not a YouTube, on Zoom, and now we are on Clubhouse. We meet every morning, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. This year, we are reading All About Love by Bell Hooks. We are going chapter by chapter, paragraph by paragraph, line by line, and it really has been an expansive experience. However, on the weekends, because everyone's schedule is so different, we shut the recordings down and we just chit and we chat. So we don't read from the book on Saturday and Sundays. What has started to develop is that we'll have discussions on Saturday about how our week was, how our week went, not necessarily in relation to All About Love, the book, but it comes up. And then on Sunday, we do some breathing, some meditation, but also some chitting and some chatting. This morning, I didn't feel able in the beginning to do the meditation portion because of some personal stuff that was going on, like literally hours before we met. There was some stuff going on that had me confused. Um, and so we talked about it. And so while I did not do my typical meditation early this morning, as I'm sitting before you, that's exactly what I want to do. And so I'm grateful for my morning folks. If we were not able to do what we did in the morning, I would not be able to do what I need to do right now. And so I'm grateful that I have a spiritual community that allows me and affords me the opportunity to speak what's on my heart, what's in my mind, so that I can have a clearer perspective. Because if I only rely on my own perspective about how I should be thinking, feeling, behaving, or what's going on in my life, there's no accountability and there's no ownership and there is no benefit of diversity of thought. If left to my own devices, I'll believe my own stuff. So I'm grateful for my morning community that has allowed me to come before you guys today at 1 p.m. I would not be who I am if I did not acknowledge that today is September 11th, and here in the United States, that is a significant date. It is of significance worldwide because we all experience the effects of September 11th, 2001, and what that day came to mean, not just in New York City, but across the United States. It literally is the day that we all held our breaths and could not understand the unimaginable terror that was coming in contact with our country and with unprovoked citizens. Let me just say, citizens who did nothing but wound up losing their lives. And so, for many individuals, today is a somber day. And I would say it's very fitting that, at least here in Delaware, the weather is somber. It's a little chilly, it's raining. Um, and so, I wanted to acknowledge that for many individuals, today may not be a, um, a happy Sunday, as I have greeted everyone in the chat. And so as you guys are coming in, make sure that you are comfortable. Hey, I made sure that I could have my eyes, not just here, but also on Facebook, because I felt like I was leaving my Facebook people out, and I don't want to do that. So, hey, everybody, if you leave a comment on Facebook, I will be able to see it. Last week I said I wouldn't be able to. Now I'm able to see it. So as you are coming in, hey, honey, um, as you are coming in, just let me know, how are you? How are you doing? How are you feeling? How has your week gone? You can put it in the chat. Be mindful that what you put in the chat can be seen by other people. So don't be inappropriate. Don't be putting my business out in the street and saying stuff that we don't want other people to see or to hear. I love you regardless, but everybody don't need to know everything. And so just be mindful if you are using the chat feature that your conversation can be seen by others and it will be immortalized on YouTube and on Facebook. And so I have not had any request for anything in particular, but just as I was talking about my morning group and what came up, consistently, what kept coming up is other people's unexpressed anger. And it can take many forms. It can impact all of us because it does. People who are acting up in places because they're angry about something, even if it doesn't have anything to do with you, it can affect you. Because today is September 11th, we know how other people's behavior and the consequences of their behavior affect everyone. The way in which we travel by air will never be the same because of what happened 21 years ago. And so if you look at that on a different level in your personal day to day, the things that you do, the things that other people do, even if they don't directly affect you, they can indirectly affect you. And the anger that we are seeing that people are not able to express appropriately can indirectly have an effect on all of us, whether you are observing something, hearing about it, or somehow you get caught up in somebody else's stuff. That's what came up for me this morning. That's what we talked about this morning in my morning group. And that's what I want to, I guess, meditate on today. And so as you are coming into this space, take some deep breaths. Take some deep breaths. I'm going to put it in the comments so that it can be immortalized. So this is going to be a meditation about unexpressed anger. What do we do with it? What do we do with the energy of it? So many of us are angry about so many different things, and it's impacting our relationships, the relationship we have with ourselves, the relationship that we have with other people, because we aren't allowing ourselves to connect with the anger. And whatever you are angry about, I am of the belief that it is valid. I don't know you. I don't know your life. I don't know what things have happened in your life. So for me to say, you shouldn't be angry, it's not fair. Now, the way in which you process it and the way in which you express it, I may have some commentary. If you running around punching people in the face, then we could have a conversation about that. But the fact that you are angry, the fact that you have anger within you, whether it's a past hurt, current hurt, seeing somebody else be hurt, whatever it is, it's valid. And learning how to express those emotions serves all of us well. I have said before, when I'm angry, I get a lot done. The energy of it allows me to focus. And so when you learn to appropriately process your anger, then you won't be out here disrupting other people's peace because you don't know how to appropriately express the anger that is living within you. And so that's what we're going to meditate on today. It may bring up some stuff that you didn't know you was even angry about. It might, make you uncomfortable. That's not my intention. My intention with these meditations is for everyone to get a closer relationship with their thoughts, their feelings, their behavior through a meditative practice. My intention is to support you in calming all that stuff that might be going on in your mind. My intention is love. That's always going to be my intention. It's always going to be the place that I come from. And so if during this meditation something feels difficult, challenging, or overwhelming for you, then I would say take care of yourself, jump off the live, maybe watch it later, drink some water. I have my water. I hope that you are hydrating yourself too. Take care of yourself. And as we prepare to go into meditation, I'm holding a crystal that is also going to support me. If you need to do something like that, if you need to do something similar, to do that too. Make sure, as always, that you are checking your environment for your comfort and the comfort of people around you. If you are watching me and someone else can hear it and it's interrupting their peace, then you're not being peaceful. And we want to make sure that the environment that we are in is one of peace, one of peace. And so if you see me looking around, it's I'm making sure that everyone has what they need to be exactly who they need to be in this right now moment. So start by taking some breaths. Start by recognizing where in your body there may be some unexpressed anger. Maybe it's something that you've been avoiding, talking about, feeling, connecting to. As we are getting ready to go into a safe space, a safe place of being, trust that whatever comes up for you is going to guide you to where you may need to go. And start with some deep, deep breathing. The breath is always a good place to start when you want to clean and cleanse some stuff. Taking deep breaths, being intentional with your breath, making sure you're taking a full breath. Do all of those things in this moment. Make sure, again, that you are comfortable, whether you are sitting, standing, lying down. And if at any point you even fall asleep, then that is what's supposed to happen. Don't judge yourself in this moment because this is for you, this is for me, this is for us. And we don't need to feel bad about the way in which we meditate. We don't need to feel bad about if we're doing it right, if we're doing it wrong. Let's just celebrate the fact that we are taking time for ourselves. And we are going to touch on some unexpressed anger, whether it's yours or someone else's. It's in the atmosphere because folks are acting up. I see it. I know you see it. Maybe you have personally witnessed some behavior where it seems to be overwhelming and doesn't really match the situation of what's going on. It could be some unexpressed anger, some unexpressed sadness that's going on, and the person is not aware of it. Maybe it's you. Maybe you are recognizing that you're flying off the handle or you feel overwhelmed, anxious. Now would be a good time to get into why that is, how it came to be, and how you, through breathing and through other meditative practices, you can support yourself. Take my glasses off. So, as you continue to breathe and come into this right now moment, if you feel led to let your eyelids fall, take your hands, put them over your heart, put them at your side, put them wherever you are going to feel comfortable. It is not necessary to look at me unless you just want to. However, you are going to receive this meditation, where your comfort is the first thought, then do so. And as we continue to breathe together at a pace that is comfortable for each of us individually, yet we are breathing together. First, let's start with telling ourselves, reminding ourselves that anything that we are feeling at any given moment is appropriate. Let's not think about the behavior. Let's not think about the thoughts. Let's just think about the feelings. And a wise man told me some time ago that feelings are never wrong. They may be expressed inappropriately. They may be attached to a thought that's not true or centered in some form of trauma, but the way you feel, trust it. Learn how to trust yourself by trusting your feelings. Even if you say, I shouldn't be this upset, I shouldn't be this angry, I shouldn't be this overwhelmed, trust it because it's going to tell you something. Hey, honey. And as we are focusing on the anger that all of us have experienced. If you have lived on earth longer than a day, you have experienced anger. And for many of us, if we do not express it, it can turn into dysfunction, disease, disorder, or other people's problems, other people's issues. And so take a deep breath and see if you can find a place within your body from the bottom of your feet to the top of your head and all places in between. See if you can connect to a place within you that feels stressful. And the root of that stress might be some anger. Knowing that anger takes so many different forms. The anger could be disappointment, frustration. Ask your body. Now would be a good time for you to ask your body, what you angry about? What's going on? What have you been seeing, feeling, experiencing that has you so upset that maybe you can't speak it to another person? Maybe you can't even speak it to yourself, but there's something going on. Maybe it's something from the past. Let it come up. Maybe it's something from the most recent past. Or maybe sometimes we can even be angry about things that haven't even happened yet, but we have this feeling, this impending doom that something may happen, and we're upset about it. We're angry about it. We're working ourselves up, and the thing has not even been expressed, hasn't even been born yet, and we're already upset. And as we continue to breathe and ask our bodies, let me find a place. There may be more than one, but let me find a place within me that may be too afraid to say, I'm angry, I'm upset, I don't understand, this doesn't feel fair, this feels foreign. Why am I dealing with this? Why is this my problem? Why hasn't someone fixed it? All of that stuff could attach with all of the other stuff that is already within you. Maybe you are at a point where you feel so overwhelmed. It's Sunday. You got a whole week ahead of you, and you're already working yourself up. Not understanding that working yourself up with worry and fear could turn into anger if we're not consciously aware of the energies that we're holding. So, as you are breathing deeply, checking in with your body, understanding that there are parts within you that have yet to express some anger, continuously tell yourself, whether out loud or silently to yourself, I can trust this feeling. I can trust the anger in my body to show me what I need to see. I can just trust this anger that I feel in my shoulders. My shoulders are so tight. I can trust that stress is trying to tell me something. I am trusting that this feeling that I feel in my belly, I have an upset stomach because there is some stuff that I have not been able to express. I'm going to trust it. I'm going to trust this issue, this pain that may be in my knees. How can pain be connected to anger? Well, if you've held something in for quite some time, it's got to go somewhere. And so, as you are checking in with your body, becoming more and more aware of where the anger is hidden in your body. Is it in your head and you've got a headache and you don't know why do I have this headache? Why is my back hurting? Why have my jaws been hurting because I've been clenching my teeth even in my sleep? Baby, you may have some unexpressed anger. There's some energy within your body that is asking for attention. And it very well could be anger. And so breathe into that place in this moment. Breathe into your shoulders, breathe into your knees, breathe into all of those places that are asking for, begging for, making themselves known that they want attention, that they desire conscious awareness of what's going on. How many times do we have an opportunity to really say, hey, where am I feeling frustrated? Where am I feeling let down? Where am I feeling embarrassed? And I'm angry about it. Or I feel violated. Just imagine that in front of you, or there are all these doors, you're just standing in front of all of these doors, trying to figure out which door am I going to open? Which door is going to show me what I need to see? Well, we're going to go to the door that's marked anger. And with all of the confidence that we have been able to muster through our breathing, where we are in full control of who we are and what is going on in our body, we're going to step towards the door of anger. Take a deep breath, put your hand on the handle and open it. And I'm not sure what is behind your door of anger, but there's a whole lot of fire behind my door. There's some flames shooting off, some things just going on. It's a whole lot of chaos and confusion behind my anger door, and perhaps the same is true for you. You have to be willing to step over the threshold, to go in, to see what's going on. What has caused all of this fire? What has caused all of this chaos and confusion that is now taking part in my brain, in my body, in my knees, in my back, in my shoulders, in my jaws? What is making it difficult for me to interact with other people? I want to know what it is. And by me opening this door, it's a signal to your body that all is about to be well, that the Calvary is here and some things are about to shift. You've already started through the breathing process. You've already started with the conscious awareness that there is something going on in your body. You have already acknowledged that you have the ability to meet your unexpressed anger. And maybe it looks like somebody let you down last week. Maybe it's last month, last year. Maybe it's 20 years ago. Doesn't matter. If you haven't expressed it or if it's showing up now, now's a good time to meet it. So you've walked into this door, you've walked into this room where all of this stuff, all of this energy, the violations, you were poked and provoked. Somebody annoyed you. Somebody was trying to gaslight you or be dismissive. And then there are the things that you may not have personally experienced, but you observed someone being disrespected, someone being hurt, harmed, some trauma coming towards someone. Maybe you're angry at yourself because you didn't speak up for yourself or you didn't speak up for someone else or you let something slide. Whatever's going on in that room, behind that door that you just opened, you want to connect with it. Continue to take a deep breath. And I don't know what you are seeing. I know what I'm seeing for myself, and I'm still pissed off. And that's okay. You have the right to feel the way you feel. You also have to tell the truth about those feelings. Is it getting in the way of you loving yourself, of you loving other people, of you hearing and seeing things clearly? Are you jaded because you're just so angry, hostile? People see you at face value and they don't even know there's a whole war going on up here, in here, in your belly. They have no idea the things that are turning over in your spirit that you're just upset about. And maybe somebody told you you didn't have the right to be upset, or maybe somebody told you you were overreacting or you should just get over it, but you ain't over it. And people telling you to get over it is just making you even angrier. And now you are internalizing that. Just imagine for a moment with your two precious hands that you're going to reach up and grab something in this room of unexpressed anger. And you're going to take it and you're going to hold it and you're going to face it. Maybe the anger that you've been holding on to is not even your anger. Sometimes anger from other people gets passed down to us. There's things that my mother created that I'm angry about. I'm angry that she's not here. I'm angry that she didn't take better care of herself. Today's my father's birthday. I'm angry he's not here, that he didn't take better care of himself. So sometimes the experience that of the anger that you have is not by your own doing or your own hands. Somebody else didn't do something and you're angry about it. You have a right to be angry. I have to remind myself when I sit with my parents in front of my altar, I have a right to be angry with you because you didn't take better care of yourself. And what I do with that anger is to take better care of myself so that I don't leave that for my children. So that my children are not doing what I'm doing and saying, Mommy, I'm mad at you because you didn't take better care of yourself. You have an absolute right to your anger, to every emotion that is built up in your body. But if you are telling the truth, that it is impacting how you love yourself and how you love others. That's why we're in this room. That's why we opened the door to the room of anger and we're looking at all of our stuff. There's some hostility in there, there's some jealousy in there. I'll be one to admit that there are things I'm angry about because I'm jealous that I see other people with things that I don't have. Let's tell the truth about why we're angry so we can get to a resolution that is healthier, not just for us, but for all of us. So, whatever is in your room, pull something down. Maybe someone said something, and in any other context, it wouldn't have stung the way that it stung. But because you've got this unexpressed anger, it hits you differently. Why did she say that? Who did she think she was talking to? Or why does this particular person never show up in the way that I desire for them to show up? I'm angry about it because it reminds me of all of the other times that people didn't show up for me. I'm angry about the statement that was said, even though in the context, in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't that big of a deal. But I'm upset because it reminds me of all of the other times people said things and I said nothing. And I'm angry about it. If you want to get to healing, you have to get to truth. And if you want to get to truth, then face the things that you are angry about and tell the truth about them. And so I know what I have pulled down in this room where there's fire, fireworks, all kind of things. I got a lot of stuff behind my door of anger that I am willing to admit that I have not expressed appropriate, or I haven't met it, or I haven't told the truth about it. Now would be a good time to tell yourself the truth. Even if you never say that truth to anyone else in this room with all of your stuff, if you're going to tell the truth to someone, please start with yourself. So, in this right now moment, take a deep breath and speak a truth about your anger. It could possibly sound like, I am upset that I don't have the life that I thought I was going to have. I am angry that the people that I love don't love me back with the same intensity. I'm angry at myself for some of the things that I've said and done that went against my morals, my ethics, and my values. I'm angry at myself because I couldn't keep my loved ones safe when they needed to be safe. The more that you are able to tap into what you're angry about and tell the truth about it, the more that you are able to see it differently so that it's not impacting you. So take a deep breath. Maybe your anger is not just personal, but it's what we see on a day to day basis. I am so angry that people continue to be racist. I am so angry that my children are living in a world where they could possibly be the victim of someone else's unexpressed anger. I am angry because, again, I'm seeing people do things and I know that's not who they are. And there's nothing that I can do about it. And I'm upset about it. Tell the truth about what you are angry about, knowing that it is valid. We've already established that fact through our breath and the fact that if it's living in your body, it's got to be true. If you have stress in your shoulders, in your muscles, it's true for you. It's real for you. You feel it every day. You feel that pain. You feel those experiences. You feel when you have to go and get medication because your stomach is upset. It's real. You didn't make it up. You didn't create it. The feeling is real. The way you hold it, the way you process it, the way you think about it might need to change. And you can do that. But you can't do that without telling the truth about it. And so continue to take deep breaths that allow you, as you are in this room, facing your stuff, all of your unexpressed anger, continue to tell yourself, I can do this. I can tell the truth. I can tell the truth as I know it to be in my body. I'm mad. I'm mad that people don't call me as much as I call them. I'm mad that I'm doing everything for everyone and there's no one left to do anything for me. I'm mad that I set myself up for failure. I'm mad at the amount of money that I have spent in places where I knew better. Whatever it is, tell the truth about it. You have to write it down in a journal, write it down. If you just want to express it silently through yourself or in this meditative moment, express it so that you can free it from your body. Because that energy cannot die. It can be transformed, it can be changed, but it's not going to die unless you make a conscious decision to release it. And a meditative state is a great way to do that. So continue to breathe. I know I must have pulled at least 3 or 4 things down in this room of things that I'm angry about. The truths that I stated were my truths. And I'm trusting that you are stating your truth of why you are angry about particular things in your life or particular things that you have seen or particular experiences that you've had in the past or your family stuff, your neighbor stuff. You know, we are all in community with one another, and there are things going on with people I don't even know that I'm angry about. That we live in this country where fresh, clean water is not a given for all of us. All of the things that we see on a day to day basis, they affect us all. We absorb that energy. And if we don't do something with it, it spills out of our mouths onto people. It comes up and bothers us in the middle of the night. It gets infiltrated into our relationships. It makes us doubt ourselves. Because one of the byproducts of unexpressed anger is you don't trust yourself. You don't like yourself. You're not happy with who you are. That's one of the effects of unexpressed anger. And you might move in the world in a way that makes other people not want to move with you. And you may not even be aware of it. If you can't figure out why relationships are not sustainable, why I don't hear from people like I used to hear from them, it might be you in the way that you are showing up in places and spaces because you have unexpressed emotions that are coloring your conversations, your communication, and the way you see things. You might be wearing glasses, but the glasses are tinged with unexpressed emotions so that everything you see gets filtered at that perspective. And now is a good time as we are breathing together, supporting one another. And if you feel led to put what it is that you are angry about in the chat, then so be it. I guarantee you someone is also feeling something similar. The experiences may be different. The experiences may be different, but collectively, we all know what it feels like to be provoked. We know what it feels like to be dismissed. We know what it feels like to be part of an aggressive experience. We know what it feels like to be let down, disappointed, frustrated. We know what that feels like, even if we experience it in different ways. And so now that we are taking command of, let me get in check with what I'm angry about. Let me open that door, go into that room, look at what's going on, call it by name, call it the truth so that I can release it in my body. And this whole time that we've been telling the truth in our room of anger, we've been learning some things, hearing some things, seeing some things. Hopefully, you're seeing those things differently. And it's not immediate, it's not always an immediate transformation. But if you have planted the seed by opening the door and saying, I am ready to take a full examination of why I'm so angry, then you're more likely to be able to do something about it. You might need to come into this room often, the room of anger. You might feel like you're only able to make visits here and there. Remind yourself you opened the door. And if you open the door once, you can open it up anytime. You can go to those unhealed, unexpressed places in your mind, in your body, in your spirit. Start with your breathing. Clear out anything that may be getting in the way, clear it out with the breath. Set a destination in mind and say, you know what? I'm ready to deal with this anger because I do not want it to live in my body in this particular way. I want to be able to express it appropriately. I want my thoughts to match up with what I'm feeling, then match up with my behavior so that I'm not reacting or projecting or numbing or doing any manner of things that prevent me from getting at the heart of the matter of how I'm feeling. And anger is a valid emotion. Many of us have been taught that it's negative, that it's bad, that it's something that we shouldn't, even express. It's a gift. Your emotions are a gift. And just as you are standing in this room surrounded with all of these feelings, they feel real to you. And anything real should never be diminished or dismissed. So take a deep breath. You might need to ask your body one more time, what are you angry about? Where are you feeling it? Where is it coming up for you? How is it being expressed? Is it getting in the way of me loving myself fully or loving others? Can I see what other people might be seeing? That my unexpressed anger is getting in the way of our relationship. It keeps coming up. It keeps getting in the way. It's preventing me from having intimacy with the people that I love, the people that I want to meet, the people that I want to be in relationship. It's getting in the way. But as sure as I am standing in this room, as sure as I have opened this door, which literally is the door to your heart, where all of these different emotions can be stored. If it's real, then let me deal with it. If it's real, then let me address it. If it is real, then let me remind myself that I have the power to meet it where it is and give it what it needs. Each and every single one of us, each and every single one of us, no matter where you might be in terms of numbing yourself or feeling everything, when we make a conscious decision to say, now is the point in time when I need to balance these energies, balance these emotions, you can do it. You may need assistance, you may need support, you may need a global community to support you in doing that. Doesn't mean that you can't do it. So many of us, get caught up in, am I doing meditation right? You're right. If you're breathing, then you're meditating. And so as we continue to breathe together, thinking about this room that we are in, you may decide to stay there. You may decide that you've done enough work for today and you're going to walk out and you're going to close the door back. Be mindful that you don't leave that door closed again. So things begin to build up within your body. The humiliation, the bitterness, the aggressiveness, the frustration. You're numb, you're distant, people can't reach you, people don't feel safe with you. You're questioning everything. If you realize that that is the truth of your life experience right now, then go into that place that we all can go. But start by telling yourself your anger is valid. You got a right to be upset with ever, whomever, however. Make sure that you are looking at your thoughts and your behavior so that you can express your anger appropriately. As we continue to breathe, as always, make sure you are taking care of yourself first. As you continue to do your own healing work in the way in which it works for you, I am grateful and honored to have these moments where I can sit with other people who are interested in healing whatever is going on in their mind, in their body, in their spirit at any particular time. It's a gift. It really is a gift to be able to say, I want a different life experience and I'm going to do the work to make that possible. I don't want to remain caught up. And so now is a good time that if you have something you want to share, you can put it in the comment. I can see Facebook, I can see YouTube, I can respond if necessary. Last week, and as I shared this morning with my morning group, I'm at a point in my life where I don't take a lot of things personally, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't affect me in a personal way. And so I've had a lot of experiences over the past couple of days where I'm seeing unexpressed anger on display. And you know what that feels like. You might be in conversation with someone and they say something, you're like, where did that come from? And why am I getting it? Why am I getting the brunt of whatever this is? You walk into something and you're blindsided. You're like, did I? And then you start questioning yourself. Did I do something? Did I say something? Is this some old stuff that's still going on? People start moving funny and you start questioning yourself. I am grateful that I have gotten to a point in my life where I don't beat myself up first when people start to move differently or something is going on. Like, I really want to come from a place of compassion that says, what is that? Let me be clear about what it is that you're saying. Because are you talking about me, or are you talking about something that's going on with you that I have no clue? But if you want to help, you want help to figure it out, then let's figure it out. But I'm not going to take on your stuff. I got my own stuff. I'm not taking on your stuff. And so I've had personal experiences, but I've also been observing people, just doing stuff. And it's like, why are y'all out here acting up? What is the blow up for? But also mindful enough to know that is not about that. It's not about the seat on the airplane. It's not about how long your chicken sandwich took to get cooked. It's not oh, you didn't put my receipt in my hand. It's not that. It's something else going on. And that just happened to be the trigger. And that comes from unexpressed anger. And a lot of us have it. We angry about stuff that happened 20 years ago because we didn't either have the skills to deal with it then, or we didn't have the opportunity, or someone told us, oh, you need to get over that. That wasn't that deep. You can't tell me how things are for me and how I experience the world that I'm in. So if someone says something, to you, it may not mean much. It could mean a whole lot to me. And so, as I said earlier, a very wise man told me a long time ago, feelings are never right or wrong, they just are. Now, the behaviors that we see and the thoughts that come from them, I'm a story creator. I know someone could say one thing and I can create a whole story about what they meant, what they said, how that came across. I know that I have a tendency to do that. I catch myself when I'm doing that. It's like, none of this is based in true. It's all what you are creating in your mind. And what purpose does that serve? You going off some old information. Oh, so and so didn't call me back. They must be mad at me. I must have did something, or maybe they being sneaky. Whatever stories we create. If we don't tell the truth about what that is, then we will express that with other people in our human interactions. You're mad about something, you haven't expressed it. Now you got attitude with people. Everybody's like, why you got attitude? I don't have no attitude. You definitely have an attitude. Or you limit yourself. You want to be in relationship. And I'm not talking about just romantic relationships. You want to be friends with someone, you want to collaborate with someone, you want to work with someone. But there's something in you that's like, the last time I did that, somebody did something. So I'm not, so now you're bringing that baggage into your new human interactions. You got to deal with that. You got to process that. For those of you who don't know me personally, I have 4 children. One of them passed away almost 9 years ago. I'm still angry about that. And I recognize how it shows up and how I parent my other children. They're adults. But because I'm angry about that, anytime anybody says anything to one of my kids, I'm ready to pounce. I'm ready to fight. Because I'm angry that I could not fight for the one that passed away. So I'm going to be hyper vigilant for my 3 children. I know that about me. I hear something, who said what? Because that's unexpressed anger that I'm holding. And the more that I become aware of it, the more that I can get in front of it before I get in front of someone else. Because I think that, one of my children has been disrespected. What that's really about is the past hurt or the other times that I felt that my children were disrespected, or I felt like I wasn't there for them the way that I should have been there for them. So my guilt is running the show. And so, like I said, it came up this morning in our morning discussion, all of these unhealed, unexpressed emotions on display. And in speaking with a psychologist, I'm always like, don't focus on the behavior, right? We're supposed to focus on the function of why the behavior is going the way it's going. Yes, but in our society, we get so caught up in the behavior. Did you see what she did? Did you see what he said? Did you hear what was done? We get caught up in the behavior and we miss out on the fact that something else may be going on. And I don't have all the information. That's why I don't feel the need to give my opinion about everything, because this might be something going on that I'm not aware of. But we all connect with anger. It's an emotion that we all connect with, but we don't always tell the truth about it. When I mentioned during the meditation about jealousy, you doggone right, I'm jealous about particular things that I see. It's like, well, why she get to have that? I'm a nice person. I mean, let's tell the truth. Why is he getting to have things? I know he's not a good dude. Like, jealousy and envy are real experiences. And just because you're a nice, good person doesn't mean that you don't have that energy in your body. You're human. We all have it. The more you tell the truth about it and the more you become aware of it, the more you are able to get in front of it before it starts to interrupt your human experiences. And so, again, I'm grateful that I can see things with a different level of perspective, because there was a time when my unexpressed anger was on fire and everybody was going to get burned. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for grace. I don't know about y'all, but I'm so grateful that those experiences didn't cause me harm like they could have. We are at a time when if you don't check yourself, somebody else might. Somebody might in ways that you didn't expect. And people are losing their lives because other people haven't done their healing work to heal the stuff that's going on with them. And that makes me angry. I live in Delaware, and just over the border in Maryland, we just had a family of 5 wiped out. Father, mother, 3 children, all gone. And while I don't know the circumstances, I know it shouldn't have happened. And so if we don't start telling the truth about how we're feeling or how we're not feeling, if we don't start saying, I'm angry, I'm upset, I'm enraged, I'm on the edge, and I need to do something about it before I hurt myself or I hurt other people. And while it may not always go to that extreme where people lose their life, you could be damaging someone right now in their heart, and you don't even know it. It may not have even been your intention to do it, but you may have said something, done something. I know that's true for me, that I may have said something. I don't know how people experience me and what I say and how it lands for them. But if I don't make sure that I'm not coming from a particular healed place, I could wreak havoc in somebody's life unexpectedly. And so I'm grateful that we have times like meditation that can get us in check. Your prayer life, your meditative life. The more you are silent and doing some self awareness, the more you're not out here in the world just wreaking havoc. Please, 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 please don't go bleeding on people who didn't cut you. And if you are in relationships with people you love, they deserve the best of you. You deserve the best of you. And one of the ways that you make sure that you are giving your best and living your best is by having a level of self awareness about the unexpressed emotions like anger that you might be living with. It's no one else's responsibility to clean up your stuff, but it's all of our responsibility not to impact other people. Or what does Tabitha say? If you're not having a good day, please don't ruin somebody else's. Please don't take your unhealed stuff and place it out into the world to watch it burn. You're better than that. You're better than that. And even though there are some people who are like, I know some people who ain't better than that. I'm going to trust and believe that we are all better than that. Or at the very least, we desire to be better than that. We desire. I know for me, I just want peace. And if I want it, I want everybody else to have it. My peace is your peace. What? Listen, Winnie, what did I say? The fact that I ain't cussed nobody out last week, I should get a gold medal for that. Because I really could be like Godzilla in these streets, but I don't want to be. We all could be, and some of us are. We are damaging relationships, all because we don't know how to ask for compassion, all because we don't know how to say, I'm hurt, all because we don't know how to say, something hurt me a long time ago and I'm still dealing with it. We are damaging the relationship that we have with ourselves when we're not telling ourselves the truth. And so if there are any comments or concerns or questions, I appreciate them. I appreciate your time. I appreciate, again, anyone who says, I know I got some stuff with me and I want to heal it. I know I got some work to do and I'm going to do it. It may not happen overnight, but the more you stay in meditation, prayer, all of the things, we like to label them as self care. I say it's an essential component of being human. You have to have some self awareness practices going on in your life. If you want to get up out of here, yes, I deserve a diamond for that. If you want to get up out of here at your last days, when you take your last breath and your spirit is clear, I'm telling y'all, the way y'all are talking about the queen, I don't want nobody talking about me when I like that when I die. So I'm cleaning up my stuff now. Whew. Queen Elizabeth is catching hell in death because she didn't clean up stuff while she was alive. Don't let that be you, because the internet is forever and people will make jokes and memes about your death if you don't clean up your stuff before you leave up out of here. That is my offer for this Sunday. Um, there are other things going on with me. Let me see. My business coach says that I'm supposed to do stuff like this. So I have a course that is starting September 20th. It's called A Time to Cry. It's specifically for Black women. Men, I actually have something for the men in October and November. I'm so excited about it. But right now, this is for Black women. It's a 4-week course where we're actually going to go into 8 emotions. Anger is one of them. Sadness, anger, guilt, shame, terror, hurt, apathy, denial. 8 emotions that we will be tapping into so that we are not living with these unexpressed emotions that are interfering with our lives, and so that people can't use them against us. Information about that is on my website. Let's see. I always have office hours. Again, on my website, you schedule some time. My calendar is on there. You can look at your calendar, look at my calendar, click the button, and we get to talk for an hour, complimentary free, for an hour to see if we want to develop a relationship with each other, or maybe you just have some questions. Sometimes all it takes is one phone call. And so office hours are always available on my website where you see my calendar, and also A Time to Cry. which starts September 20th. Those are the two things that I am offering. Oh, thank you, Winnie, for being such a blessing. Um, Again, I'm grateful that I have an opportunity to do this every Sunday. Well, let me not say every Sunday. Most Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will get to come here. If there is something in particular that you would like to meditate on, you can inbox me, send me a message, and we'll do that. I'm not going to say who asked for it or who requested it, but I do offer, because I know that if one of us is going through something, then more likely all of us are experiencing it at some level. And so why not support each other by doing that? I am grateful for your time. I'm going to release you to your Sunday. I hope that this, at the very least, allows you to recognize, number one, your emotions are valid no matter what they are. If your thoughts or behaviors of that particular emotion are causing some issues in your life, either through your relationship with yourself or the people, then that's where the work starts. The thoughts and the behaviors. The feelings are true. Trust them. Trust that what you are feeling is an absolute reflection of what is going on within you, and then you will be better able to handle and to heal that. So we don't have a bunch of people running around here knocking each other over upside the head because there's some stuff going on that they haven't dealt with. I love you guys and I appreciate your time. Have a great rest of your Sunday.